Does God make a distinction between the Israelites and the Gentiles in the law of Moses? Torah observers often point to verses such as Leviticus chapter 24 verse 22, where God commands that there is to be one judgment for both the stranger and the native. Similarly, Exodus chapter 12 verse 49 states that there shall be one law for the native and for the visitor who stays among them. Numbers chapter 15 verse 16 also emphasizes there is one law and one standard for both the Israelites and the foreigners living with them. Professor R.L. Soberg presents a compelling argument that in each of these instances, context is crucial when interpreting these passages. For example, in Exodus chapter 12, verse 43, Yahweh tells Moses and Aaron that no stranger shall eat the Passover. Later on, it is explained that if strangers are circumcised and become part of the Israel nation, they may then partake of the Passover lamb. Likewise, in Numbers chapter 15, verse 13 to 15, while foreigners must offer sacrifices in the same way as the Israelites if they wish to make offerings to God. However, they are not obligated to make offerings as it is with the Israelites. Leviticus chapter 24 refers to the moral and civil laws of the land. It remains a common practice today that visitors in a foreign country are subjected to its civil laws, just as the citizens are. However, this does not mean that the visitors are required to follow all the native cultures or religious practices. Soberg also notes that the Torah itself reflects this distinction. For example, in Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 21, God forbids the Israelites from eating an animal that dies by itself, yet they are allowed to give or sell such an animal to foreigners living among them. This is because God called the Israelites to be set apart from other nations. We see another example of this distinction in Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 20, where God permits the Israelites to charge interest when lending to foreigners, but prohibits them from doing so when lending to the fellow Israelites. Therefore, it is clear that God does make such a distinction between the Israelites and the Gentiles in the Torah. Like and subscribe for more 2-minute biblical rebuttals.